So welcome to our little midday stretch break. We're going to get started standing at the top of your mat this afternoon. No props are necessary. If you happen to have blocks or you know that you like to use props in your practice, blocks might come in handy. Otherwise, you just practice how you'd like. So this week as a studio, we are diving into the concept of Maya. And Maya is this illusion or these like distorted spectacles that we tend to wear that are colored by the expectations that we put on ourselves or the expectation that society tells us we should be experiencing in our lives. And this practice of yoga is one that asks us to look inward, deeper and deeper and deeper with increasing intensity until eventually we realize, oh, I'm wearing these lenses that are clouding my vision and are causing me to not see the world with my own true, unbiased perspective. So maybe you've heard me say before, we practice yoga as a community, but it's not a team sport. So today, as we practice, I'm going to invite you to maybe just turn in a little bit more than you normally would. You're in your own environment, which is kind of weird in and of itself, that we're practicing in our living rooms, our music rooms, our kitchens, whatever. But that's an environment that you know, that you feel comfortable in. So try and lose your awareness of where you are and instead just notice every single thing about your physical experience and how that causes your mind to shift, because that's where the true key of your own perspective lies. So finding your way, if you're not already there, to the top of your mat, close your eyes, release your arms down by your sides, flip your palms to face forward. Spread your palms nice and wide. Do the same with the soles of your feet. Maybe rock forward and back. Settling into this mountain pose, Tadasana. Gently roll your shoulders back. Feel your shoulder blades activate as you pinch through those retraction muscles. Make sure that your ears are stacked right on top of your shoulders, shoulders right on top of your hips. Inhale, look up high, reach up high. Fingers might reach or might meet up overhead. And then exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, fingers to shins, lift up halfway. And then exhale, fold back in. Knees might bend even more deeply here. Inhale, stand up tall, reach up high once again. Keep your left fingers reaching up overhead, bring your right hand down your right thigh. Widen through your feet just a touch here. And we're gonna side bend. So knees can bend again. This first side bend is going to be really, really supported. So bring your right palm a little bit broader on your outer right thigh as you side bend to the right. And then inhale, bring yourself back up through center. Right fingers reach up to meet the left. Here we twist. So anchor your hips in place. Breathe in, reach up. And exhale, left fingers forward, right fingers back. Make sure that as you open through your shoulders, you square through your hips. So right shoulder more back, right hip more forward. Inhale, right back through center. Here we switch sides. Exhale, left hand down your left thigh, softly bend your knees. Breathe in, reach up through right fingers, and exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale through center, all 10 fingers reach up. Exhale, twist, right hand forward, left hand back. Roll your left shoulder back a little further as you nudge your left hip more forward. And inhale, reach both hands up nice and high. Exhale, bend your knees forward, fold. Knees might bend a little less this time. Sending a bit more attention into your hamstrings. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step your feet back, and drop your knees for tabletop pose. 2 rounds of cat-cow. Breathe in, drop your belly, lift your chin, lift your chest. And exhale, Actively draw your belly towards your spine, chin to chest. Again, inhale for cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, come back through center. You're gonna root down into your right hand. Send your left fingers up into space. And then exhale, thread the needle. Left arm threads all the way under your right armpit. Left side of your head comes to the floor. Now from here, leave your left arm as it is. Begin to slide your right fingers very far forward. So almost like a child's pose with your right arm. And likewise, square your hips. Draw your right hip back just a touch. Now we're going to play kind of a good old-fashioned game of, like Simon says, essentially. So you might not have a great view of what I'm doing, but I'll give you very, very specific instructions on what all your body parts are doing. We're coming into a core-activated balance here. Plant your right hand in front of your face. Tuck all 10 toes under. Great. Everyone looks perfect. Now keep your left knee down. Keep your left foot exactly as it is. And with your right toes tucked, you're going to begin to slide your right leg long. Right toes stay connected to the floor. So now your right leg is straight, almost like you're stretching through that right calf. Now press a little more firmly into your right hand. Draw your belly in and begin to float your right toes straight up off the floor. They don't have to go very high. Soft little grip with your right fingers here. Keep that right leg lifting. Press your left shoulder off the floor and come to your three-legged tabletop pose. Unraveling, amazing. Y'all are clearly professionals. Big breath in, reach long from head to right foot, and exhale, draw it. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, hug in. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, hug in. You might need to come up to your fingertips here or move that right hand out of the way. Right foot steps between your thumbs. Now shimmy your left knee back. Make some space to open through your left hip flexors. So begin to sink your hips forward. Your hands can stay on the floor. If you have blocks, they might be more comfortable on blocks, or they can always rest on the top of your right thigh. Drawing your attention towards your right hip flexors, towards your right hamstrings. And then sending your attention to your left hip flexors, maybe the top of your left foot. Shifting your attention away from whatever bits of cat hair on the floor around you, whatever sounds your devices might be making. What you're doing right now is the most pure thing that humans can do. Breathe and move. If your hands are lifted, bring them back down to the floor. Tuck your left toes, but keep your left knee down. Shift your hips back for a hamstring stretch. Quarter splits. Bending into your right knee, walk yourself forward once again. Your left knee will lift. And you're gonna walk your hands all the way to the left, pivoting your feet to parallel wide-legged forward fold. And keep your chest as low as is comfortable here and begin to transition that stretch from just your hamstrings to a bit more focused on the adductors or the inner thighs. So shift your hips from side to side slowly, feeling different muscle fibers get the attention. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time, fill up. And exhale, empty. Rotate your left toes towards the back of your mat. Hands will walk around to frame your left foot, and then take a big step. Right foot meets left forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way. Keeping your eyes closed. Inhale, stand up tall, look up high, reach up high. And then blink your eyes open, draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Notice if your knees have to bend just as deeply. And then inhale, stand up tall once again. Fingers stay lifted. This time, right hand down your right thigh. Inhale, reach up through your left fingers. And exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center, right fingers lift. And exhale, twist to your right, left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, left hand down your left leg. Breathe in taller through your right fingers, and exhale, side bend left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Right fingers forward, left fingers back. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, lift up halfway. And exhale, plant your hands, step back, tabletop pose. As your knees lower, see if you can do that super slowly, feeling your core activate for just a moment there. 2 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, belly drops, chin lifts. Exhale, round it over. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral, tabletop spine. Left hand stays. Right hand reaches up. And exhale, thread it through. Right shoulder, right side of the head, coming all the way to the floor here. Very good. And keeping your right arm the same, begin to scoot your left fingers forward and off the short edge of your mat. Draw your left hip back just a touch. Think about bringing space into the left side of you. From left hip bone to left middle finger, make space. So again, just feeling and listening here, not worrying at all about what it looks like. Bring your left hand your left hand directly in front of your face. Tuck all 10 toes under. Everything about your right leg stays the same. Your left leg will begin to lengthen on the mat. The long left leg, toes are connected to the floor. Take a big breath in, press into your left hand, and exhale, float your left toes off the mat. Good, engage your belly, stabilize. Lift your right shoulder up off the mat, unravel, 3-legged table. Big breath in, get longer, and exhale, hug knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug. Get your left hand out of the way. Plant your left foot between your thumbs and then scoot your right knee back. Big hip flexor stretch here. So not worrying at all about how long we're here. Shift your hips forward and down and just settle. And if your hands aren't connected to the floor, reground your fingers. Begin to shift your hips back, hamstring stretch. The more actively you dial your left toes towards the ceiling, the more intensity you'll feel in the calf muscle stretch. So fine tune that how you will. Inhale, begin to shift forward. Plant your left foot, pick up your right knee. Hands are gonna walk around to the right. Wide-legged forward fold. Pause for just 2 rounds of breath. Breathe in, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rotate your right toes to the original top edge of your mat. Hands come around as well. Big step forward to your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up tall, reach up high. And exhale, side bend to the right. Right hand down your right thigh. Reach your left fingers past the crown of your head. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to your right. Left fingers forward, right hip bone forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend left. Left hand down, left thigh, right fingers reach. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Right fingers forward, left fingers back. Inhale through center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, first high plank pose. Step your feet back. Think about protracting through your shoulders to puff up behind your lungs. And then exhale, lower your knees for tabletop. Just one round of cat-cow. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round it up and over. Inhale, this time it's your right arm that lifts. And exhale, thread the needle. Very good. Keep your left hand in front of your face. Tuck all 10 toes. Leave your right knee exactly where it is. Begin to slide your left leg long on the mat. And as you inhale, brace through your belly, press through your left hand, float your left toes. You know the drill here. Engage, draw in, and begin to unravel. Find your three-legged table. Left leg is floating. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, curl. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl it in. Step your left foot between your thumbs. Draw your right knee back a little further and shift your hips forward for a hip flexor stretch. Very good. Fingers return to the floor. Inhale, lift your hips up as you prepare for that hamstring stretch. And exhale, settle in. Inhale, crawl yourself forward. Plant your left foot. Lift your right knee. Walk your hands to the right this time. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and bring your hands to your hips. Root down through the outer edges of your feet. Help yourself with your core here. Stand up with a long spine. Very good. Now here, feet are probably relatively parallel. Think about pivoting your heels in, your toes slightly out. Arms are going to come in front of you. Cross right arm on top of left arm. You might just stay here and give yourself a hug. Reach your fingers towards your shoulder blades. We want something more intense today. We're crossing right elbow on top of left. Bring the backs of the palms to touch. And maybe, just maybe, do it origami style. Bring fronts of the palms to touch. Nice. Good. Inhale, lift your elbows up. Exhale, draw your thumbs away from your forehead. Keep everything the same. Inhale. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone under. Begin to sink your hips for a squat. Inhale. Exhale. Only one more. Breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Release your arms. Lengthen your legs. Parallel your feet and fold. Gal your right toes to the back of your mat. Walk yourself around. Left foot meets right foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up tall. Prepare for that right side bend. And exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the right. Left fingers lead. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Right fingers lead. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step to high plank pose. Fill up your lungs. And exhale, lower your knees to the mat. One round, cat-cow. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, spine rounds. Inhale to neutral. Left fingers will lift. And exhale, thread the needle. Left arm goes underneath your right armpit. Left side of the head rests on the floor. Right hand stays in front of your face. Tuck all 10 toes. Left leg stays as it is, right leg begins to slide long on the mat. Draw your belly in, find your stability, breathe in, float your right toes. Exhale, begin to unravel, find your three-legged tabletop. Very good. Exhale, hug knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl, step right foot between your thumbs, scoot your left knee back, and stretch through the front of your left thigh. Return fingers to the floor if they're not there already. Inhale, start to transition to that hamstring stretch. And exhale finds the fullest expression of that Ardha Hanumanasana, half or quarter splits. Inhale shifts you forward. Plant your right foot, pick up your left knee, walk your hands around to the left, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your hips. And stand all the way up, long spine. Very good. Heels pivot in. Arms out in front of you. This time, left arm crosses on top. Pick your poison here. Either give yourself a hug or backs of the palms touch. Maybe fronts of the palms touch. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, push your hands away from your face. Breathe in. And exhale, with stability of your pelvis, tuck your tailbone under, sink your hips low. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, stand up tall. Release that bind. Option to open up through the chest a little bit more by interlacing the fingers at your tailbone. And as you re-parallel through your feet, reach long through your knuckles and take that bind up overhead, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, release the bind if you took it. Left toes dial back to the front of your mat. Hands walk around as well. Step back, plank pose. Shift forward to your tippy toes and lower all the way down. Very good. Releasing your forehead or maybe a cheek to the floor here. Arms are going to come down by your sides. Palms are open towards the ceiling. So breaking down our peak pose this week, Shalabhasana, or locust pose. We're going to focus on upper body, then lower body, then put it all together. So with your next inhale, super glue the tops of your feet to the floor. We're going to lift the chin, the chest, the arms, everything from the belly button up. So when you're ready, big breath in, begin to lift. Chin, chest, arms, fingers, upper rib cage. And exhale, lower. Send that focus to the lower body. Inhale, keep your ribs grounded. Pick up your toes, your knees, your shins, your thighs. Exhale, lower. Put it all together. Inhale, pick up everything you can think of. Exhale, sweep your fingers forward. Keep yourself lifting. And next, exhale, make a pillow for the side of your head as you release down. One hand maybe stacking on the other. Maybe it's a cheek or your forehead that came to the top of that pillow. If it's a cheek, switch sides now. Feel free to keep your chest and your face quite low here. If it feels like you need a little bit more stability as we head into our final quad stretch, maybe come up onto one forearm, kind of like a little baby Sphinx pose. You're going to bend your right knee, reach back with your right hand, grab a hold of either the inner or the outer edge of your foot, totally up to you. And then as you lower your chest and your chin back down, focus on pulling the heel towards the glutes, and simultaneously think about tucking your tailbone down towards the floor. As you press your pelvis down towards the mat, it's going to intensify that stretch. not like a rubber band breaking. Slowly release that grip and let your right leg go long. We'll switch sides. However you need to set up that bind, you might come up onto your right forearm, but bend your left knee, bring your left hand back to catch your left foot, and then slowly lower yourself back down, drawing heel towards glute, tailbone towards the floor. And gently release the left leg long. Pausing for a moment on your belly here. Deciding what version of Shavasana will serve you the best today. You might just simply roll onto your back. You might press yourself through tabletop so that you might come to your bum and then lower yourself back. Or today, perhaps Shavasana looks a bit more like a seated posture. Just making your way there. Just pausing to recognize that your practice is something that is entirely your own. Sure, the movements are prompted. And if you were asked to describe them, those descriptions might sound a lot like the ones who taught them to you. But unlike the way that we are trained to see ourselves and to see the world, the experiences that you feel in a stretch, in an arm balance, in a twist, those are entirely your own. They are what they are, with no illusion. So that is why we practice, so that we might find that clarity in everything. Taking a slow, deep breath in, and a full breath out. Knowing that it is perfectly acceptable to stay here as long as you'd like today. The worst thing that will happen is class will end. Maybe you take a nap. If you feel as though it's time for you to come back, however, invite those little movements in. And let those little movements grow a little larger. Until eventually you find your path to a comfortable seated posture. And from that seat, bring the palms to touch, thumbs to hover over the center of your chest. With light, with love, with clarity, I hope this practice brings a little bit more of all those things to your day. Namaste.